Hey guys, what's up? Fan here again, bringing you guys another video commentary. And today, the video that I'm going to be discussing is going to be a analysis of the third place match at MSI MGA. It's going to be Cloud9, which is my team, versus Team Liquid from Europe. Now, I know I haven't been making many videos recently, and that's because I've been very busy traveling to boot camps and tournaments and whatnot. So that's going to continue for a bit more, unfortunately, but I'll try and make videos whenever I can. Now moving on to this, now basically MSI MGA happened at PAX, which was like a weekend ago, and it's gonna be the first international tournament between all the different regions, and it was a very exciting event, and I wanted to kind of cover that by doing a match analysis like I usually do, and the match that I'm going to cover this time is going to be the third place match between our team C9 and of course Team Liquid from Europe. So this is game one, and without further ado, let's get started here. I don't have a replay file, unfortunately, so I'm going to be using the VOD from the Twitch, and I'm just going to be kind of talking throughout the entire game and giving you guys my thoughts. Now, starting off, I wanted to touch upon the team composition of Team Liquid a little bit. You can see in the top right that they do have the Leo and the Johanna. Now, these two are very, very strong tanks, and they chose to put them in solo lanes, top and mid. And with Abathur Hat support, both of these are extremely strong lane bullies in a one versus one lane. So, at first here, I'm just constantly rotating between top and mid because my priority is to just make sure that these two lanes, don't get to play as aggressive as they want to. I wanted to make them scared so they wouldn't be able to push as hard as they wanted to. Wave clear tanks in this meta are very, very brutal in one versus one situations because they just kill all your minions and you can't fight them or you're gonna fight their minions as well. And they push very brutally, they drain all your tower ammo and they crush one versus one in most cases. So you can see I'm just kind of rotating between top and mid, making sure both of those lanes on our side stay alive and not too heavily pressured. And right here at 130, the first seeds are spawning. So immediately you can see that our team goes to the bottom right. So we go to the bottom right to try and get the aggressive seeds. Unfortunately, they already got like about half of them. You can see I'm taking pretty much the other half of the aggressive seeds from them. And meanwhile, Team Liquid has gotten our side of the seeds on the top side. So Team Liquid got the top left seeds. So right now they have a big seed advantage on us. You can see they have 39 and we only have 21 because we didn't fully get their aggressive seeds while they got all of ours. So I just want to talk about this situation just a little bit. So this is something on Garden of Terror that you really want to avoid. The breaking point on Garden of Terror for the first night is 40 seeds because if your opponent gets 40 seeds and you don't, then basically all they need is to trade a plant terror with you and they get their Garden Terror and you don't. So that's the breaking point, and you can see Team Liquid is very, very, very close to that breaking point, which makes it kind of stressful on our side. Because if you get that first Garden Terror and your opponent doesn't, you can very often just snowball the game with that. Pretty considerably. So, because we're behind here, we need to play aggressively and not reactionarily. Because if we played reactionarily and we kind of just waited until Team Liquid started a plant terror, they would almost certainly be able to get 100 seeds. So, instead of doing that, we decided to set the tempo for the game, and you can see immediately we went to the bottom plant terror here, and Team Liquid has to play reactionary, right? So, we went to the bottom terror first, and they brought their heroes as a reaction to what we're doing. And you can see right here, all of their heroes are here, but by the time they get here, we already have 32 seeds. So we managed to almost even up the seed count just because we forced them to react. Um, and a fight ensues for the plant terror. So here you can see they're doing a really good job of zoning. This is a 4 versus 4 because Abathur is hatting the whatever member of their team he wants to. So it's a 4 versus 4, and they're doing a very good job of pushing us back here. So they're getting good amount of zone control. They're pushing us out of the plant terror, but what ends up happening in this fight is that K1 Pro and I actually go around the backside and we find Falcon, who, right now Falcon's in a really safe and good position, right? Because our entire team is on this side. However, Falcon is the only damage source on the Team Liquid side, so we know that if we can get Hammer out of the fight, all they're going to have is a Johanna and a Rhaegar with a hat, which is just not very much damage at all. So if Hammer goes out of the fight, we're going to win that fight almost certainly. So I'm just going to play this on, and you can see all of us kind of loop around there, get the angle on Falcon. He gets slowed, I immediately blink on him, and we chunk him so hard that Falcon's forced out of the fight. Now this is a 3 versus 4, and they don't have their primary damage dealer. So at this point, it's a full retreat for them. We get the rest of the seeds from the plant terror, and, we just get a free kill because their hammer got chunked out so quickly there. And I think there's a pause here, so I'm gonna just skip forward a little bit, and oops, a little bit too far there. Okay. So basically, after this pause, what's going to end up happening is all 10 players are going to rotate up to the top Garden of Terror, which is of course going to be the next point of contention. And yeah, I will, kind of call that fight out too and give you guys my thoughts on that. So just have to wait for this to start. And here we go. So everyone's on the top Garden of Terror right now, and you can see pretty much everyone on the map is going to converge on this. So this is going to be a 5 versus 5, a 10-player fight. You can see really everyone on the minimap is moving towards this Garden of Terror right now. I had to go tap, so did Dream. And the important part in this fight comes basically around here. So what you're going to see in this fight is that Black's Corp is actually stuck on the other side of the Garden Terror, whereas all of his team is going to be backing up because, they feel like they need to back up. However, that's going to leave the stunned Black's Corp trapped in between a rock and a hard place. He's trapped between our team and the Garden Terror, and you'll see that he has no way out. His team backs up, but he has no way out, so he dies. And as soon as he dies, this becomes a 5 versus 4, and they cannot hold this anymore. So we just immediately go on them. We're looking for kills there. I blinked on Falcon there, tried to get the body block, but he had boosters. But once again, Falcon's completely forced out of the fight, and they lost the person. So once again, this fight's going to be a lost fight for them. We managed to kill Grand Paquete in the end there, and this basically translates into us having a Garden Terror and about a, let's say, 70% of a level lead. So that's basically what those two fights translated into. Now, basically, after we got this Garden of Terror, like I said, it's really easy to kind of snowball your lead if you get a Garden of Terror on the first night and your opponent doesn't, especially so if you're already this far ahead. So that's exactly what we're trying to do here. And you can see I'm just going mid with the Garden Terror. It's a pretty standard 1-1-3 push here. We have Illidan top. We're going to send 3 people bottom to push, and Garden Terror, of course, is just going to stay mid and, yeah, push by itself because it's a force in and of itself. Kind of just ramming the Garden Terror at the wall there because I know this early on that it's going to be really hard for 2 people to kill the Garden Terror, so I can do a lot of damage to their buildings. And bottom is pushing as well. You can see they only have 2 people defending a 3-man push bottom, and one of them is Abathur, who sucks at defending pushes, so this is very advantageous for us. Top lane's kind of just a, nothing's really happening top. It's just both of them are clearing minions, pretty even lane. So you can see here, I took out the mid wall, bottom has taken out the bottom wall, so in basically, we were already like 70% of a level up, and we got 2 walls. So now all of a sudden we're 2 levels up. And when we're 2 levels up and about to hit 10 in this situation, there's just no way they can defend the bottom fort anymore, because if we hit 10, we're just going to roll them over, even if they have a fort to defend them. So basically we stay here because we know we're going to get the 10 advantage. We know this is a free fort. And we're just kind of pushing it down, getting our free fort. You can see I rotate down as well. I was hoping they would stay a little bit longer. If they did, I would just VP them and we would get a bunch of free kills. However, they were kind of in that position where I wasn't sure if it was worth it, so they managed to get out just in time there, but it's not a big deal. We're taking the Giants on their side of the map because we're right next to it right now and it's safe to do so. And, because we snowballed with the Garden Terror so hard here, we snowballed it into level 10 and we used the level 10 to snowball even harder. So now we're, once again, 2 levels up. We have Giants on their side of the map. So the call here was, just get their wall with the Giants. They're still a level until they reach 10, and they cannot possibly contest us until they reach 10. So this is a pretty free wall. You can see we're just kind of dumping damage onto the wall, getting the free wall here, and yeah, not really a lot they can do. Um, we immediately back as soon as we realized they're kind of close to getting 10, so we didn't end up completely finishing the second tower, but it's much better to be safe than sorry. When you're pushing aggressive walls like this, it's very, very dangerous to be anywhere close to them because you're so far on their side of the map, it's like really easy for you to get flanked and just be caught in a bad position. So as soon as we realized they were about to hit 10, we backed down. So now I want to talk about this rotation a little bit. So we were actually all on the bottom side ready to get seeds, and that was the original call. Get bottom side seeds because we were already there from our push. However, this duel between Dream and Black Scorp with a hat started happening, and as soon as we saw this, I decided to rotate up immediately. You can see my team is still bottom, getting the seeds there, so I was the only one who rotated up here. And you can see Team Liquid as a whole is also rotating up here to try and help Black Scorp here. Um, so basically, this duel, I think Black Scorp thought it would be a 1 versus 1, and he would win with the hat. He saved his march until the very end, which would have been a very nice reverse sweep if I hadn't chunked him out right there. And this is actually a very important turning point in the game. So I got to the duel, like, 2 seconds before Team Liquid did, and because of that, I got a free kill on Black Scorp. If Team Liquid got there before I did, then if they, tossed out a max range shield, they probably could have killed Dream, and the game would have been turned around there. So this is really important because I'll play on, and you can see so we're still getting bottom seeds. So right now, Team Liquid thinks our entire team is bottom, which is true. But as soon the call here was get the small seeds and come up if they contest. And you can see here, I'm providing full vision of Team Liquid, and I can see they are rotating up into our space. So I see this right now, and you can see our entire team has already come up. So I think they're trying to kill iDream here. Um, but they just don't have the damage to do it. IVP their backline, and all they have right now is a Johanna, and what's a Johanna gonna do against Nillidan? Absolutely nothing. And I think the call here was don't let Lucifron into the VP. You can see me and Dream body blocking him, making sure he takes the max amount of damage while his teammates are stuck in the VP here, and at this point, Black Scorp has revived, right? So it's a 5 versus 5 once again, but there's two important things that really turn this fight around. The first thing is it's really near our top fort, so I had time to go up there and tap the well, and I think maybe another one of my teammates did as well. So the distance to our top fort really helped us in this fight. And the second thing was the VP really screwed Team Liquid's backline, right? Because they were stuck here forever. And you can see they're now on the wrong side of the fight. They're stuck in the center of the fight towards our side of the map. They're most vulnerable heroes. And that's just really not good for them. And you can see the combination of all of these things. You can see the hammer there gets a really good ancestral by Grand Paquete, but it doesn't matter. Like, he cannot get out because he was trapped by the VP in such a bad spot. And as soon as their hammer falls, and we didn't take a ton of damage from him, like, the fight is over, right? That's your primary source of damage right there. So once again, we managed to trade out pretty easily there, and it's a 2-for-1. So at this point, I notice there's a monstrosity bottom. I go down to clear it. We get some seeds top, and basically the call here was, well, I was going down to clear it, and my team wanted to get the top Garden of Terror, but Team Liquid just brought all of their members top again. So the call basically became, okay, Jaina was in base from dying from that last fight, and I was clearing the Garden of Terror, so me and Jaina are just going to get the bottom Terror for free. You three, so you guys are all tanky, just try your best to, contest them, make them scared, steal as many seeds as possible, and you can see that's exactly what they're doing. They're wasting a lot of Team Liquid's time because Team Liquid is scared, and they managed to steal like a few seeds as well after the Garden of Terror goes down. Because overall, the Team Liquid composition, they don't have a huge kill threat, right? The only kill threat they have is Johanna Shields. So here you can see, yeah, so we managed to get a lot of their seeds, and we get all of bottom Garden of Terror as well, which is really good for us. We get another Garden of Terror, and we're a level and a half up right now. And yeah, so right now everyone's obviously just on the map getting mer camps and whatnot. You can see Team Liquid's trying to push top and mid right now. And both of us have a Garden of Terror right now, and it kind of became just a interesting split. We took our Garden of Terror top, they took theirs mid, so they have two people defending our Garden of Terror, we have two people defending their Garden of Terror, so it's overall pretty even right now. And yeah, just not much happening right now. Both of us are trying to get building damage here. We do have giants to assist us, however, and in addition to that, one of their heroes is Abathur, which sucks at base defending, so we're getting more done than they are. Um, and yeah, you can see we're just overrunning their top four at this time, and they did not manage to take out our mid four for those reasons that I just said. Now they're rotating top. They're probably trying to trap us for a fight. They're on even talent tier here, but we were willing to take this fight, so we called everyone to come up here. And yeah, just Garden of Terrors smacking at people. Really not much going on right now. And the important thing here is our Garden of Terror has 17 seconds left, theirs only has 3, right? So we have an additional 10 seconds on our Garden of Terror, so we don't bother with theirs, they retreat, and we use our extra 10 seconds to lay down a lot of damage onto their mid fort here. So you can see because we had a 10-second advantage by taking the Garden of Terror 10 seconds later, we pretty much get a free fort for it. It's very close to dying. It didn't quite die, but a later visit at any time will pretty much result in that fort instantly dying. And it's kind of about the little things like that when you're playing against really good teams. Once again, people are just murking right now. We're trying to get 16. They're trying to get 16 as well. And just not much is happening right here. It's pretty good micro on the monstrosity. It's been bottom lane for a long time. Whoever is on it keeps pulling it all the way back to their base, so it made it really, really hard to actually kill this monstrosity. And right here you can see I was camping their giants because I knew that it was the only mercenary camp left on the map, so I knew they would go there probably, and was hoping for some kills, but our team was too spread out, so in the end we just stole the giants from them, which is still pretty good. Um, and you can see, yeah, at this point we just swing by mid for our free fort. And overall, we're still a level and a half, almost 2 levels up, and the game's still going on pretty well here. There's not much is happening. We're postured really aggressively because we have the talent lead, and they're turtling very hard because that's what they need to do. We're just getting a bit more structure damage wherever we can before the seeds spawn, and as soon as the seeds spawn, we go back and start getting the seeds. Black Scorp does a very smart thing here. He knows we're all bottom, so he goes to the offensive seeds on top and gets free seeds there. And we're spread out, taking all of these seed camps there. We get 3 of the camps, and they only get 1. So once again, the seed distribution goes to us so far. Now Black Scorp is still staying up here because he's on the Urk and he's not scared. We do manage to burst a lot of his HP down right here, which is good for us. And at this point, we're just trading Garden of Terrors, which is what basically always ends up happening on this map. So, yeah, as soon as we finish that Garden of Terror, we collapse bottom because we still feel like we have a stronger advantage. We almost managed to catch Lucifron here, but since he's Johanna and very tanky, yeah, couldn't really do much on him. I chunked Black Scorp out once again. He was already pre-chunked, so they were, forced to blow Ancestral on him, but overall nothing happens in this fight. And yeah, just not much happening right now. I think we didn't even finish the Garden of Terror because we wanted to fight them really badly at this point, but we didn't catch the fight bottom, so we come back here, get the Garden of Terror, and both of us once again are just trading Garden of Terrors right now. And the fight that's coming up here is actually very important in my opinion, because we actually botched it pretty badly. I thought this fight would should have been the fight where we just instantly snowball and win the game off of this fight, but unfortunately, we did handle it a little badly here. So you can see there's two Garden Terrors right now. There's a Monstrosity in the way too. Their Night Camp is going to get wrecked by the Garden Terror. So you can see we have very good positioning here. So I'm just going to pause this once again, right? So we have CAF and K1 Pro on the side here because once again, we realize all you have for damage is Hammer, and we have so many heroes that can get to Hammers so easily that all we need to do is neutralize Hammer, and the threat of Team Liquid's composition is gone. So you can see we're flanking the Hammer here. We knew they were going to push top fort, and yeah, basically CAF gets the stun on Hammer, immediately goes on Hammer, and have a Jaina on him as well. And the thing that I wanted to point out in this fight is you can see they're all super low right now because we managed to get on their backline. K1 is low as well, but he's going to get de-shielded, and what's going to end up happening in this fight is between CAF, K1, and I in the plant, we're going to kill like 2 targets in their backline, which is really, really good for us and exactly what we want to do. The problem, however, is the Illidan actually died in the polymorph span without using metamorphosis or evasion or anything, which is really unfortunate. Basically, the Illidan here just died to like AoE damage and maybe a couple hits from the Garden of Terror because he walked through a polymorph, and you can see here, yeah, so the Illidan just literally dies walking through a polymorph, and I'm just going to pause this fight again. You can see instantly we took out 2 of their backlines. So imagine if there was a metamorphosis on top of this clump, right? Or any time in the fight, we would have just instantly won the fight here. We would have lost, if the Illidan didn't die and he metamorphosis, I don't think he would have died because their backline died immediately and they have no damage left here. So we would have traded at worst 1. K1 Pro dies, right? So we should have traded 1 for 4 in my opinion, but because that happened, we ended up trading very evenly. And here you can see it's just more plant whacking. And I was actually a little confused at this point because of how well the fight went from the perspective of the people diving the backline. We got 2 people instantly, and I realized the fight basically ended up even here, which was a little awkward. And at this point, the plant terrors are both going to push because that's what you want to do with your plant terror. Black Scorp taking the plant terror mid to kill the fort. I'm also taking the plant terror over there to do some building damage to their buildings. And yeah, not much to say at this point. Once again, we should have been able to snowball that fight in my opinion, but oh well. We still have a lead of about maybe 30% of a level, which is nice. But really, we had like an entire level lead before that fight, so if we just kept playing, we would have been 20-19, dominated the map, and could have won easily, even if we, just didn't fight at all. So that fight was actually a loss for us. And at this point, you can see we're about 40%, 30 to 40% of a level ahead. Once again, everyone's just spread out on the map doing mer camps that are up, soaking lanes. Everyone's in a desperate rush to get to level 20 right now because that's all that matters at this point. And it's basically what both teams are doing, just spreading out, getting all their mercs, trying to get to level 20, and next big fight happens around there. So we just have to wait a few seconds here. You can see we hit level 20 right away here. And I'm just going to pause 1 second here. And you can see how close they are, right? So they're like 30% of a bar away from 20, so this does not give us a lot of time to work with. But we really wanted to make something happen here, so the call was as soon as we get 20, just go and kind of, look for a fight, look for anything. They have to be soaking experience somewhere. Look for them and fight them in the small window that we can before they hit 20. So that was basically the call. You can see as soon as we hit 20 here, all of us looking on the minimap, we immediately leave bottom and we start looking for them, right? We want to capitalize on this window of small window. And we found, you can see Black Scorp was mid, so was Johanna, but we found Black Scorp, and, there's 5 of us here because we were looking for this window, and we were able to pick them off. Their team can't fight because they're not 20 yet. We managed to capitalize on that window, And immediately here, I saw that Johanna was very far out bottom trying to clear the night camp. So basically, the call here was they're bottom and they're really far out of their base. I still have VP up. If we catch them, it's 5v4. I have VP. I'll just VP them and we win the game. So everyone go bottom immediately, and that's what we did. And you can see they realized it, but it was too late because I was already mounted and on my way there as soon as I saw them VP. And at this point, you're fighting a 4v5. Your hammer is once again VP'd out of position, and there's just no way you can win this fight. And this is more about how many people can we kill, because it's a full-on retreat for them. And with a Jaina, with a Illidan, with a Zeratul, like you're not running away from us. And here, I think Black Corp shouldn't have played so aggressive here, but I don't know if it would have made a difference even if he didn't die. He did spawn in the middle of us, so we bursted him down. And basically at that point we just decided to end the game. I think even if Black Corp didn't die, we probably still would have ended the game there, so didn't really make a difference. And yeah, that's about it for this commentary. I hope I provided you guys with some insight about what we were thinking in the game and how we played, and the shot calls and strategy behind it. So thanks for watching, guys, and that'll be it for this one. And yeah, if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to the YouTube channel, and I will be trying to make a video whenever I can. So look forward to Awesome Heroes videos in the future. So once again, thanks, guys, and I will see you guys next time.